We live in a society where success is gauged as being wealthy, respected, or famous. But how do you define success? On this episode, we sit down with a sublime soul, one who triumphs through life with a positive mindset.
Hello, my name is Michelle Arscott and this is my success story. So coming to Kenya was a very interesting time for me. I'd been living in Qatar for 9 years, and when we left, I had a good network of friends. I had a successful life coaching business, and I was very happy there. But it was time for us to leave, and we decided to come to Kenya. It's always a very trying time when you start in a new country. And it was a difficult time for us because the backdrop was that my mother-in-law was also very sick at the time. So we moved, a big global move to Kenya with small children. And it was very, very challenging, finding accommodation, finding the right school. And I was very much focusing on settling my boys. So my first duty was to my family. My husband was very busy because he was nursing his mom and making sure that she was okay. And so I found myself for the first time feeling the fingers of darkness trying to overcome me, just feeling more than sad. And a very, very close person to me said, "You do realise that you're just being very negative." And that was very shocking to me because it's like I was walking down a tunnel and all I was seeing was the negatives of the situation. The thing is, we didn't have hot water for a while. The weather, it was the year when there was a lot of rain in Kenya, so it was very grey, really matching my moods, and I didn't really have that many people to reach out to. And the things that kept me happy, my yoga practice, connecting with my friends, those things weren't there. And also I wasn't really working because, as I said, my focus was my children. So suddenly all those things that had kind of kept me in place had been removed, and I did feel myself just sinking. So that comment brought perspective to me. So I sort of stepped back and I realised, this is my life, and whatever life throws at us, it's really important that we look at the positives. So I was on this path of realisation, which is what my work is anyway. And then, unfortunately, we were hit by a tragedy. My son's best friend, his mother died very suddenly, and it was a very tragic death. And that really brought things to the forefront because he at that time was, I think, 5 or 6 years old, and he was dealing with death. And also death not in a very nice way, and it impacted his school because she was part of the school community. So actually this was like a kick to me for many reasons. This woman had lost her life. She was a similar age to me, a similar background. She was a teacher too, and she had children who were a similar age to mine, and made me realise that life can be short. We can never know when it might be taken away from us. So that's when I really was, look, Michelle, it's time to get yourself together. Get yourself together for your family, for your son, because he'll be struggling, for his best friend, but also for me. So that's when I looked at my own research and the work I did as a coach, and I turned to gratitude. I just started off very simply doing a 30-day challenge. I thought, how can I bring that into my life now? So I invited other people to join in the gratitude challenge. And for 30 days, each day I gave them a focus, and it might be, what from nature are you grateful for? What colour are you grateful for? What's the food that you're grateful for? So every day we honed our skills and we looked at different things that we were grateful for. Your brain is naturally negative because it's always looking out for danger. So by doing a simple practice like gratitude, you're rewiring your brain to be positive. So suddenly you are seeing all the positive things. The group loved it so much that we then went on to do a happiness challenge, a self-love challenge, and I made a lot of great friends through that group. So that perspective, it just really changed my life, and actually is the core of a lot of the work that I do now. From my own experience that it worked, I was then able to share it with other people. So I did a few pro bono workshops, so I did a lot of work supporting schools, teachers, teenagers, people who are struggling, but also those absolute heroes out there, the nurses and the doctors, and soon I'll be working with some vets. You know, if you'd asked me 3 years ago when I came here, I would never have thought of the path that my life has taken me. You know, I've developed that specialism of mental wellness, and I just feel so good in my work. I mean, I'm very, very blessed to be doing work where, you know, I'm supporting and helping people to be the best version of themselves and to be mentally well, mentally healthy. And from that, my book was born. I always wanted to write a book, and it came at the right time. It came, I always call it my Corona baby, but it came at that time. It's a children's book, and it focuses on mindfulness. So in terms of my advice to you is the fact that life is full of challenges. There will be ups and downs, but it's really how we face it. So just focusing on very simple positive things can just make a difference in terms of how you look at things, and then you can be the best version of yourself. This is my success story.